Hey guys, Ewan here, and in this video we're gonna talk about Hadi Choopan first, and then we have a lot of other stories, but here is an insane video of Hadi squatting. So guys, this is 7 plates right here. This is some heavy poundage, and he's not doing it only for like a rep or 2 or 5, he's doing it for reps, so for, I wouldn't say high reps, but I mean let's count it, because he did a lot. And yeah, this guy is known for having huge legs, huge quads especially, and now you can see why that is, because he's really strong. So take a look at this. I mean, he's doing this with ease. Look at this, lightweight. So 7 plates, that's a lot. Roelly Winklaar did 8 plates for 2 reps. But this guy, I mean, maybe he can do more than that. He's short though, he's a small guy actually, but I mean for his height he's really big. And this is motivating to see, because it means he's not taking it easy. He's not going lightly in his off season. He's prepping, right? He wants to make change. And this is even crazier here. He's doing lunges with 4 plates. 4 plates, guys. I did 2 plates once, and it was freaking scary, and I did some reps, but eventually I failed, my legs completely failed, and I fell on the floor, and somehow I managed not to get hurt. But I can't even imagine doing double of that. I mean, 4 plates, guys, on lunges. That is some scary stuff. If he falls here with this stuff on his back, that can be really serious injury. I don't know how smart this is to do this kind of stuff, but I guess no risk, no reward, and this is really high risk, so high reward is there as well. And he has one of the biggest legs in the world right now. He's top 3, top 4 best bodybuilders in the world, and one of the freakiest set of legs as well. So look at this, it was close. He almost reached failure with 4 plates on his back, but thankfully he managed to escape from this situation. So here you can see him standing next to Dexter Jackson. Yeah, Dexter is not exactly known for having the best set of legs, especially in his older days, but he has great legs as well. I mean, you cannot say that he has small legs, but you can get the idea of how big Hadi's legs actually are. Take a look at this. I mean, a lot of guys, they don't really have great legs, and then they develop the adductors, the inner part, and it creates an illusion of having big legs. But some guys who have really good leg genetics, like Roelly Winklaar for example comes to mind, and Hadi here, they develop the outer head, the lateral head. And you can see this sweep right here, and that's way more aesthetic if you ask me, and it looks way more freaky, but a lot of people cannot accomplish that. As you can see with Dexter, like his inner part is big and that makes his legs look full, but Hadi has that outer sweep. It looks absolutely insane. It looks freaky, and that's because he has great leg genetics. And I mean, is it only genetics? How many other bodybuilders on Mr. Olympia stage you can see doing this kind of workout? Can you see Brandon Curry doing this kind of training? No, you can see him doing 30 reps on leg press and stuff like that. Maybe that's smarter, less risk. If he trained like this for a year and, luckily didn't get injured, he would be much closer to beating Big Ramy and to repeating his victory this year, actually last year, but he failed at it. And I think that's why he's not really risking a lot with his training. He's training pretty safely, which again might be a smart thing to do, but then again, take a look at Hadi, take a look at his development. And he also has that grainy conditioning, he has that graininess, he has that gnarliness that like, for example, Dorian Yates had. And Dorian had it probably, it was because of genetics as well, but because of his heavyweight lifting. And also you can see Branch Warren having the same kind of thing, and then the other guys who did volume, like Jay Cutler and Phil Heath, and they didn't really have that graininess. And the same thing goes with Brandon Curry, for example. So if Brandon trained like Hadi, that would be a dangerous bodybuilder, but unfortunately he's not doing it. Hadi is doing it, however, and it makes me excited. I want to see him progress even more, because he is pushing himself to the limits. Guys, doing the reps with 7 plates and doing lunges with 4 plates. At his level, that's insane. He's pushing himself to the limits, and his body has got to respond. It will respond with new growth. So I'm expecting to see a new and improved version of Hadi next year, and it's probably going to blow us away. Might even be Mr. Olympia winning physique. How about that? What do you think? Is it possible? I mentioned Dexter Jackson in this video briefly, and I'm going to talk about him as well, and I didn't expect to be talking about him so soon after he retired, but this is him training right now. Yep, he's not taking it easy even though he's retired. He's still training and he looks pretty damn big right now. I don't know what he's doing with gear and stuff, but he doesn't really look downsized. Not too much. It hasn't really been a lot of time since his retirement, so it's normal for him to be holding on to a lot of muscle still. But does this mean a potential comeback? Hell no. Come on, after all that fuzz at Mr. Olympia, coming back would be so stupid. There is no way that's gonna happen. But then again, after seeing so many comebacks over the years, like guys retiring 1 year and coming back the next year, it wouldn't be too surprising. But no, come on, it's not gonna happen. I don't think Dexter would go again through something like that, and I don't think he would place very well. So this year he kind of failed, even though he tried really hard. So yeah, his career is over, of course. No coming back in sight. I don't think he's gonna be doing it. I don't think he needs to, and no, he's not gonna. But he's still training hard, and you can see his arms right here. So no, they're not looking as big as they used to look back in the day when he was competing. I mean, last year in the off season. But he's still training, and I don't think he's gonna be stopping that training probably forever, for as long as he's alive, really, because he doesn't have a lot of injuries. His body is healthy due to a smart way of training. So that's something I mentioned before. He didn't train like Ronnie Coleman, who basically cannot even walk right now. So I guess that was a smarter way of training. Dexter did that and he lasted a very long time. And in his retirement, he's still able to train hard and everything. So there is that part of the equation. But then again, he didn't become a legend as Ronnie. If Dexter trained as Ronnie did, maybe he would be better than him. Maybe. Who knows? And maybe Hadi wouldn't be as good as he is right now if he trained like Dexter. So maybe the guys who can get away with training like that, they should, because it's smarter for a long run and it's healthier and everything. But then again, how much do you want it? That's the question. Are you willing to risk everything and to lose everything, really? Like Ronnie did. He became the greatest of all time, but at what cost? And he doesn't regret it, though. So he wanted it, he did it, and it's up to Brandon. Like, does he really want it that bad? If I was Brandon's friend, I would definitely tell him not to do it, but as a fan, I want to see him at his maximum capacity, and that's why I think he should try it. But it's selfish for me, and I'm sure you guys also would like to see him, at his maximum potential, but it will come at a great cost, most certainly. What about this guy though, Roelly Winklaar? We haven't really seen him on stage in quite a while, and I'm telling you guys, I mentioned this a few times in my previous videos. This guy is prepping for something. I don't know what, I don't know when. It's probably going to be one of the first shows in this year. My guess is he's going to try to qualify for the Mr. Olympia in one of the first shows in this year. It seems like it because he's already in great shape. I don't think he will be prepping for Arnold, that is in September, and looking like this. I don't think so. And he says he's 305. In the 305. And I'm assuming he talks about his weight. What else could it be? 305 pounds, which is not unheard of. I mean, for Roelly Winklaar. This guy is one of the biggest freaks up there. So imagine if he added more and then came super conditioned. He would be, in the territory with Big Ramy, for sure. So if that's what the judges want, if they want the mass, if Big Ramy is presenting bodybuilding right now, and he is the biggest one up there, I think Brandon had better balance, but Big Ramy was bigger. And they probably want a big guy to be representing bodybuilding and also to make the other bodybuilders try to go for that size because you already have classic physique. We don't need aesthetic bodybuilders in the open. Sure, their waist should be in control, no doubt about that. No bubble guts or anything like that. That should be forbidden and really punished. And it is. That kind of fixed. But if they want big bodybuilders fighting for the title, Roelly is definitely one of those. Yep, and I'm sure he's going to be qualifying as soon as possible this year. And of course, whatever he does, he's going to win it. Because I don't think any other top bodybuilder is going to be doing any of the shows that soon. Because top 5 is qualified for the Mr. Olympia. They're going to just wait, and come spot on. So Roelly, he didn't qualify and he needs to do another show first and then compete for the Mr. Olympia. So it's probably not the best case scenario for him, having to prep twice in a year. But it is what it is. He didn't compete last year, unfortunately, due to certain circumstances. Him actually being tested positive on coronavirus, to be more specific. But he's looking amazing right now. Take a look at his 3D. Take a look at his shoulder and the arms and the body fat percent as well. And the smile, the confidence. He looks happy. He looks optimistic. And I'm sure he's going to be dominating some bodybuilding stages this year. Eventually, the Mr. Olympia, he can be anywhere from like 6th to 1st spot. Yeah, I don't see him not being able to win Mr. Olympia. I can see that happening easily. As long as he brings great conditioning and comes like spot on. If he peaks perfectly, he has a really good chance of beating Rick Grammy or whoever. Alright, next we have a new guy coming up, Blessing Awodibu. He is a pro. He's going to have his pro debut this year at the New York Pro. He's aiming to win it. By the way, I loved Kai's comment here. Take a look at this. Philip may be the gift, but you are a blessing, and his name is actually Blessing. Kai became a social media troll lately, and look at him here. This guy looks good. Yeah, and here's Kai actually checking his posing. This guy is a monster. He's really, really big. And he wants to win the New York Pro at his pro debut. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to do, especially having to battle Nick Walker. Nick turned pro last year, and in the next month or so, he did a pro debut, Chicago Pro, where he took 4th, and he looked absolutely amazing. It was very close between the top 4 places. You had Max Charles, I believe, in 3rd, and then you had Justin Rodriguez in 2nd, and Akeem Williams winning the show and qualifying for the Mr. Olympia. So he was kind of close to qualifying for the Mr. Olympia in his year, in the year when he turned pro. That would be amazing if it happened, but it didn't happen. But it was kind of close. He was really good. He beat the other top 3 guys in certain poses, actually, I would say. And he is an absolute freak, this guy. He looks freakier than most bodybuilders today. And it is his most recent physique update, these couple of photos. So it's gonna be tough, for Blessing against him. And there is a whole drama going on Instagram. I'm sure you guys saw some of it. These guys are going back and forth. They're kind of trying to create some fuzz, some rivalry. It's interesting for sure. It's nothing serious. They're kind of arguing, and maybe it went a little bit too far by actually Nick burning the Red Con t-shirt, something like that. But anyways, it's all fun, I'm sure. They're not really, they don't really hate each other. And it's gonna be interesting to see them both on stage, one next to another. And I have Nick beating Blessing. I don't know what can I expect from Blessing. I haven't seen him on stage in a while. He wanted to compete at Australia Pro. He didn't get to, because it was cancelled. So we'll see him this year at the New York Pro. I don't think Blessing is gonna win his pro debut, and it's a New York Pro. It's a big show. And Nick is coming up really strong right now, and he looks amazing. He looks huge. He looks like a freak. So I can imagine him winning that show. I don't know who else is showing up. Maybe there are some better bodybuilders, maybe. But as far as I know, these are the top 2 guys, it seems. And if that's your top 2, I'm pretty sure Nick is winning this one. And for the end, we have a story from Dan Solomon, and he says there is an announcement coming soon. Its dates and location for Mr. Olympia. And there are some interesting comments when RX Muscle posted this photo on their Instagram page. People saying it's going to be in Canada, it's going to be in Europe, it's going to be, I don't know. There are a lot of comments. I don't know which ones are serious. Most of them are jokes. So I don't know. We'll see soon, as the announcement says. We're going to find out where it's going to be, when it's going to be. And it seems exciting the way they... if they made this kind of a story, I'm sure it's not going to be like the same location as last year or anything like that. It's going to be something interesting. I'm curious. We'll see. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. All the best, guys, and keep it old school.